Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm not much of a baker because I do not like to follow recipes. Here I bake a strawberry mango white cake with fresh whipped cream topping. And by using the same basic template, I make the variation. Here I bake a strawberry macadamia nut cake with chocolate whipped cream frosting. So by making some simple variations to the basic template, I come up with two quite different cakes. In fact, I apply the same principle of my fast cooking system. Instead of stir frying, I take advantage of the other three attributes of the fast cooking system. That is flavor chasing, advanced prepping, and template-based cooking. In this video, I cook a green bean and tofu vegetable medley dish to demonstrate the principles of template-based cooking and why it works so well. In fact, template-based cooking rather than recipe-based cooking is the only solution for sustainable home cooking. And for most people, cooking has become an option. When you decide whether to cook or not to cook, template-based cooking is an important factor in deciding to cook. And when you use a template rather than recipe, cooking becomes fun because it is intuitive and spontaneous. And because when you use a template, you are free to explore different ingredients and try out different flavors. And so you continue to grow as a cook. The better you become, the more you enjoy it. One great thing about template-based cooking is that you can try new ingredients and incorporate them into your template. Here is an ingredient that I would like to show you. It is a fried tofu. I have several of my friends really like fried tofu, but they often fry the tofu themselves. If you like fried tofu, you would not be disappointed by this particular brand. It has a very firm and meat-like texture, so it is a great meat substitute for any dishes. And it has a great shelf life. Usually you can store it in the refrigerator for up to a month. And by using template-based cooking, you can easily incorporate this fried tofu into vegetable dishes that normally you will use meat. You can also find many different versions of this type of fried tofu. There are also other versions of this fried tofu. Some of them are marinated and some has been fermented. By using a basic template, you can try all these different kinds of fried tofu. With flavor chasing, you can make adjustments in how to cook them, how to season them, to create a dish of your personal preference. And because of their long shelf life, I usually have several different kinds of this tofu in my refrigerator. And when I'm ready to use them, all I need to do is to cut them up. And when you combine the four attributes of my fast cooking system, you will never run out of ideas of what to cook and never get bored of the food that you make. You can buy this brand of fried tofu in almost any East Asian grocery stores. I'm going to stir fry this fried tofu with some eggplant and green beans. The eggplants that I use frequently refers to Japanese or Chinese eggplant. They have an elongated shape. Most people think of eggplant, they think of the eggplant that has a oblong shape. They are most frequently found in a normal supermarket, and they often referred to as American Beauty. These elongated eggplants are becoming more popular because they have thinner skin, so you don't have to peel them. I usually purchase about 1 to 1.5 pounds of eggplant, and I cut all of them up as part of my advanced prepping. I cut them up to about bite size, and by storing them in a plastic container, their shelf life are significantly increased. And they usually can last up to 10 days. It's definitely worth the time to prep them in advance. And my food ingredient will be available to me anytime when I'm ready to cook. And this is the beauty of advanced prepping. The next thing I need for this dish is some green bean. This green bean comes from my friend Don's garden. I already have them prepped. If I stir fry them the way as it is, it will take quite a bit of time. So boiling them is a good way to soften their texture before I stir fry them. I boil them for about 2 minutes until the color of the green bean turns a vivid green. By this point, if you taste the green beans, you will find the texture to be slightly soft, but it's still crunchy. I will finish cooking the green bean during the stir-fry steps of this cooking process. Then I fish the green bean out from the wok using a strainer and put them in cold water, and that will keep them crisp. In addition to the green bean and the eggplant, I'm also going to cook the dish with some pepper and tomatoes, and I have them all advanced prepped, so I'm now ready to cook. After I empty the water from the wok, I'm going directly from boiling the green bean now to stir fry the dish. Boiling water in a wok will remove its seasoning, but I'm not worried because with the stainless steel wok, I can season it right away. I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of canola oil. So basically what I do is that I use my spot seasoning method. I heat up the wok until the oil starts to smoke gently. I then let the oil to smoke for about 15 seconds, and this is the time when the wok is being seasoned. And I call this method spot seasoning because you season the wok right on the spot. Here I add about 3 cups of eggplant. I used to not like eggplant until I learned to cook it correctly. And so let's take a look at the bottom of the wok. You notice that there are hardly any oil left. If you look at the flesh of the eggplant, you notice that it turns slightly yellow. This is because the eggplant has absorbed the oil from the wok. This step is very important because you want to make sure that there's enough oil. Here I add a little bit more oil. And there's always a delicate balance between too much versus too little oil. The sign that I'm looking for is that when the eggplant flesh turns yellow, and at the same time, there's no extra oil left on the surface of the wok. Because if you don't have enough oil to saturate the flesh of the eggplant, they will not be cooked properly. But if you have too much oil sitting at the bottom of the wok, you know that there is an excess amount of oil. So to enhance the flavor of the eggplant, at this point I'm going to flavor the eggplant with some oyster sauce. And the reason I'm doing it at this point is that this will enhance the flavor of the eggplant without having other ingredients present at the same time. I'm also going to add about 2 teaspoons of minced ginger. I add the ginger at this point because this will give the dish a strong ginger flavor, which my wife really enjoys. The eggplant is probably about 50% done. Next, I add the green bean to the wok. Next, I add a small amount of water, a little bit at a time. This will steam the eggplant and the green bean, but it also allows me to clean the wok. I call this spot cleaning because it will make cleaning the wok much easier later on. However, it is important that you add only a small amount of water at a time, because I do not want to dilute the flavor of the eggplant and the green bean. By now, the dish is almost done. I add the tofu to the wok. The tofu is already cooked, so all I need to do is to warm it up to the serving temperature. Next, I'm ready to flavor the dish. I did a quick taste test, and I decided I'm going to start out by adding some oyster sauce. I found the best way to get the dish with the right flavor is to keep testing it along the way. Next, I add just a little bit of a sweet and sour sauce to give it a sweet sour flavor. One important aspect about template-based cooking is that because you use different combinations of food ingredients, the flavor might not turn out exactly the same. So we continue to make adjustments to the flavor as you cook, and I call this flavor chasing. Next, I found a combination of bell pepper and jalapeno pepper in the refrigerator. This is a good case is that the selection of ingredients is pretty much in some way driven by what is available in my advanced prepping. I did another taste testing and I decided I would like to add some hoisin sauce. It is from my personal opinion, I think this will create a better flavor to suit the fried tofu. And the final ingredients I'm going to add to the dish is some tomatoes from my wife's garden. In this case, I want to maintain the texture of the tomatoes. That's why I add them right at the end. In a few quick mix, the dish is ready to serve. Now this dish is a great example of the execution of my fast cooking system. With flavor chasing, advanced prepping, stir frying, and template-based cooking, you do not need a recipe to cook this dish. With advanced prepping, you have most of the ingredients ready for you to use. And with flavor chasing, you continue to learn about what is the best way to create the best flavor of the ingredients that you have available on hand. And when you combine stir frying with these three attributes, you can create a wonderful dish in the most efficient way. This cooking system allowed me to continue to improve my cooking skills. And the wonderful thing about this cooking system is that once you become familiar with the system, it continues to grow with you. It allows you to explore and to discover different type of ingredients as well as different flavor. I cook this way every evening and usually take me about 15 to 20 minutes to cook a meal. It is a high quality meal in terms of nutritional value as well as in terms of flavor. So if you would like to learn more about my cooking system, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. So keep on cooking. I will see you tomorrow.